Hello friends, welcome back. It's been over 3 weeks since I filmed a video. I am back from my trip to the States. I decided while I was there that I just didn't want to film any content, just wanted to be present with my friends and family. I often create a little bit of a separation between what I share publicly and my personal life, especially when it comes to my family and my partner. And it was just really nice to take a step back and to get to visit home and to spend time in nature, especially in Northern California, and just had such a lovely time. But I'm back. We're hitting the ground running. I have so much that I need to sort out. I am launching a new business in the new year. I have a chapter due for my dissertation. Things are busy. So I'm gonna go ahead and get dressed. I have meetings and things today to prepare for, and I want to get a little dressed up to feel more myself. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick out an outfit. I have one shirt that I really wanna wear. This is it. I got it from Madewell in the States, and I love it. The material is really soft, and I'm also just absolutely obsessed with wearing like a dark red burgundy color. So I'm gonna wear this. I'm gonna pair that with my standard skinny jeans, obviously, and then we're just gonna get to work. I also have so much cleaning I need to do, so if you're in need of a motivating reset video, this is it.
It's actually gone super well. I feel like I still feel like it's sort of my desk 90%.
The trip was very good. I wouldn't say it was restful because I had every day it was like,
Legs, right?
yeah, we were all over the place and like seeing family, friends, visiting with people. Yeah, like even like in California, I think we had something every single day.
What has worked in the past is if we have like a newsletter, we're pushing it on the social. Sorry, I'm just thinking
Yeah.
out loud.
No, think out loud.
My brainstorming session, right?
I think it raises awareness for our community, but right now we're putting a lot of energy into the production of the carousels and such, but it's not, other than like creating brand validity, I don't think it actually has ROI on conversion. Oh my god, the jet lag is killing me. Oh, I just got off another call. It was so good. I got an opportunity to work as a coach for this business accelerator, and I'm also working on developing my business educated, and yeah, the call was really good. We have a webinar in December, and now I'm doing a little bit of kind of asset work, I suppose, for the new business. Sorry, my brain is not currently in this time zone. It's somewhere on the other side of the Atlantic. I emailed some of my clients and asked if we can move our calls because I am so sleepy. Okay, I need to move this call, and then I'm trying to decide if it's just a really, really bad idea to go take a nap, like if that's gonna completely mess me up for sleep tonight, but I am absolutely exhausted. So I might do that. I don't know. Is that gonna mess me up worse? I'm also hungry. Okay, I think it's quite evident that my brain is just like not functioning on any cylinders. None. So I'm gonna go take a nap, and then I need to like sort out my bookcase because I need to film something, and currently my bookcase is a freaking mess. Look at this. Okay, so sorry, this is like really shaky, but that looks fine. But I have like a pile of books here. There's like piles of books here. It's a bit of a mess and it needs sorting. But at this moment in time, I don't think I have the ability, capacity to deal with it. So I'm gonna go take a nap. I'm gonna shut up now and I will check in after, and hopefully I am more coherent. I ended up not taking a nap, but I did just kind of lay in bed for an hour scrolling and reading. And I decided to make myself a little matcha. I have not been drinking as much matcha. I don't know why, but in the winter it doesn't feel like quite the right drink. There's something about it that gives me the ick, but today is a beautiful, sunny, blue skies day in London. So we're celebrating with a nice Earl Grey matcha, which is delicious, and there's like no food in the house, so I'm having some apples and cheese for lunch at 3 in the afternoon. I need to film two things. I have an ad that I need to film, and then I need to film the thing for Skill Store so I can send that off to Aiden, and I think that needs to be filmed vertically if I'm not mistaken, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that sorted. I need to just kind of get the shelves looking nice enough in the background, and then I need to work on the website. So I am completely building out a new website for Educated, which is the new business that I'm launching, and I'm trying to chip away at it slowly, but I also need to get it up and running somewhat soon because I need to move my current clients over to the new website so that all of my billing is going to my UK business rather than what it is right now, which is currently going through my US business, which I'm shutting down in the new year. I'm trying to see what I want to do because the branding, I don't think that's right. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna eat, I'm going to sort my shelves, and then I'm gonna film, and then I'm gonna work on the website. So that is the plan, I guess. Good morning. I love how I come to check in the room. I always wake up before my partner, and this is the state of the bed. So I'm gonna have to redo that. Okay, that's better. I got up this morning. I had a call with one of the former students for the part-time YouTube accelerator, and we've just developed a nice friendship. We had a chat, and now I am preparing to actually head out to meet up with Bex, or Becky, and Justin, who are two creators. One of them is a social media manager. She actually used to be Allie's head of social before I worked there, and Justin is a LinkedIn ghostwriter. And then I'm having lunch with my friend Shay. It's Thanksgiving, so I wanted to meet up with another American, and we're gonna go get some pancakes. So American food, not Thanksgiving food, but American food nonetheless. And actually, are pancakes an American thing? I know, like, obviously crepes, Dutch babies, etc. That's more European. Did pancakes actually originate in America? I'm assuming yes. Anywho, I have some jewelry pieces from Ana Luisa, and I wanted to share them with you since they are the lovely sponsor of today's video. And I have really been loving, like I said in the last video, wearing statement jewelry and just being a little bit more, I guess, experimental with jewelry. And I've been getting more earrings. So I got this really beautiful hoop earring set. These are the Brinley hoops. And then I believe there's another set here. These are really pretty. These are like little dangling hearts. These are the Jessica drop earrings. I'm gonna wear these because these are very pretty and I think that they go nicely with what I'm wearing today. That's pretty. I like that it's a bit more of a statement, but it's still quite dainty. Okay, so that's them. I also got this really beautiful necklace, which ties in perfectly with the earrings because it's got these really beautiful hearts. This is the Lev mini station necklace. Now, Ana Luisa is a longtime partner on this channel. I have been working with them for years. I've been actually working with them since I first started my channel. I think it was like when I first moved to New Haven was the first time I got to work with them. And they've just been such a wonderful partner, and actually they're the only jewelry I really wear. And the thing that I love about them the most is that I actually wear them like in the shower every single day, etc. And it doesn't leave a residue on your fingers. Did I do that right? I don't think so. Oh, that's so pretty. I love that. So that's my jewelry for today. And since it's the holiday season, Ana Luisa is the perfect thing to gift friends, family, especially mothers, best friends, etc. And they have a discount for you. So I'm gonna have the link down below as well as the QR code right here. Thank you so much, Ana Luisa, for partnering with me on this video. I absolutely love these pieces. I'm gonna list the names in the description if you want to check out these pieces in particular, but I just think it's the perfect addition to this outfit. I'm just wearing a button-down shirt and some skinny jeans. I feel like this is a very standard Kaelyn look. I just need to pair it with a belt. So anywho, it's time for me to head over to London Bridge to meet up with Justin and Becky and then head out for lunch with Shay. And then I've got to come back and work on the dissertation. So it's been a very kind of like admin and networking heavy return to London, but we got to lock in on the dissertation later today. So let's go. Just leaving the hangout co-working session with Becky, Luke, and Justin. Had a really nice time. We chatted all things like content productivity and LinkedIn. Justin's doing a workshop on Tuesday, so I need to go and sign up for that. But now I need to get to London Bridge Station. Which way did we come? Okay, I just realized I don't know how to actually get back to the station, so I need to look up directions. Okay, I managed to figure it out. Whoop. Gonna try to not get run over. I was talking, especially with Becky, about when you want to start posting on social media, especially as a creator yourself rather than posting for somebody else. It can be really hard to get into a habit of it. And right now I'm kind of in a similar spot, not necessarily at the beginning, obviously, but getting back into the swing of things. And basically my advice is always to start with the kind of lowest goal that you know that you can hit at a regular interval. So for me, that's one video a week on YouTube and one post on LinkedIn, one post on Substack. And all 3 pieces of those content go live on Monday. And then if I can do additional content on, for example, a second video on Thursdays, great. But the minimum kind of viable goal is the posts on Monday. So that is kind of what I aim for. And if you're somebody that's looking to get back into making content or to start making content, it's just to start with the kind of lowest denominator goal that you can do consistently. And this also honestly applies to just about anything, including working on research and, getting your readings done. If you can just kind of set up your minimum viable consistent goal, then that's an ideal place to start. So that way you can at least just start developing the muscle. But now it is time to head over to King's Cross. So I need to get over to the Northern Line to go meet up with my friend Shay. Shay is a creator who makes content about the kind of convergence of critical thinking and the evolution of AI. So a historian, she's getting her PhD at Harvard, and I actually met her because, we both are in academia, and she followed me on socials. But her content is so rich with detail. She makes these really great Substack articles and content about how we can better understand the evolution of AI, but also how it is that we can continue to generate human connection. She started this company called Analog Social, and she's just such a cool person. She came to my birthday party a couple months ago, and yeah, we've met only a few times, but I really love spending time with her. She's so smart, she's so thoughtful, and just so energetic. So if you're looking for content to better understand AI, then I'm gonna go ahead and put her link down below. But it is very loud. I don't know how much you can hear me. So I'm gonna go ahead and get over to St. Pancras, and then I will chat with you later.
And I think like what's tough for a lot of people is that they know they need community, but at the same time
They don't actually know
finding their fit. Exactly.
Yeah, and so it's hard to like prove that there's an ROI.
I was trying to figure out like what is our shared value system
Yeah.
that's gonna bring us all together. And I'll never forget early on in the Analog Social journey, it was a nice email, but it was a very long email from someone who was saying like, I can't actually like afford to completely like log out. Because she's also part of the creator economy, she owns a small business, like.
I had so much fun meeting up with Shay for lunch, and then by the time I got back, I realized that I am back in the UK, in fact, and the sun does set at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So I thought I was gonna come back and film YouTube videos and all of that, and that was definitely not the case. So I came back, I've been working a little bit on the dissertation and also just doing a little bit of just logistical planning and things. I put out a Substack article as well. I got out of practice with Substack while I was on my trip. I just needed to focus on being around family and haven't posted in a few weeks, but now I'm back to my regular scheduled programming where I post every Monday. And yeah, I just had like a heartfelt post about, being away on Thanksgiving and all of that. Now, what was I doing? My brain is somewhat short-circuiting. I'm working on a plan for the dissertation for next week, which basically is just kind of blocking out time and then trying to see how I can use that time the most effectively to work on chapter 3. And then I got some kind of updated brand assets for Educated, and I'm working on the website. So the website's not going to go live until probably mid-December, as I said, maybe earlier in this vlog, I can't remember. But that came in, and it's really hard to not get distracted by stuff for the businesses just because it feels very urgent. And the dissertation, I do feel a great sense of urgency. However, it's not the thing that's actually, you know, helping me pay my bills right now. So it makes it a little bit more challenging to make it the forefront priority. However, I do have my submission date. So I'll talk about that a little bit more in like a, you know, dissertation update video or something. But yeah, working on chapter 3, which is in part probably the easiest-ish chapter. I would say chapters 3 and 4 are the easiest to write. But I need to go back and like do a deep dive on the actual primary sources, the statutes, and do a little bit of analysis. So I think that's probably going to be the task tomorrow, is just going through and reviewing all of those statutes and just kind of getting my thoughts down and using the dissertation diary in order to organize things. So that is essentially my plan for tomorrow. And then next week, I'm hoping that I can really kind of get into the weeds of writing. I have my outline. I have kind of a general idea of what needs to be in the chapter. It's just a matter of doing the thing, essentially, and having enough time to really sink my teeth into it. But I had such a nice time with Shay. Honestly, it was so much fun just getting to chat with her. And I was working on the video about friendship yesterday, and I just felt like today, like it was just such a kind of direct indication of how I feel about developing friendships with other academics, but also other people in general. And we were talking about, you know, when you really feel like connection with a friend, oftentimes, you know, we, in relation to any other human being, feel hesitant to say, you know, like, oh, like I really am enjoying myself, or I really miss you, or, you know, saying things like I love you. And yeah, it was really nice to have this kind of just like open conversation. And she's also somebody I really respect as an entrepreneur, in addition to being an incredible human being and historian. And we just have a lot of just kind of similar ideas about how academics essentially need to be more public facing in order to maintain relevance, but also because our lack of engagement in public discourse has led to a lot of misinformation. And yeah, we just had such a great talk about that. And we were like talking about dating and all of it. And it's just really nice to have met somebody that I feel like I connect with as a creator, as an entrepreneur, as an academic. And it's just so rare that I find another person that kind of, you know, fits into all of those criteria. So anywho, had a lovely time. And now I'm just gonna kind of wrap up work for the day and then prepare for a day of deep diving into the statutes tomorrow. But I feel like I'm like slowly getting back into the weeds, back into routine. It just feels like the days are really short. I know they're short because the sun is setting, but also it just felt like today went by really fast. morning, everyone. It is now the next day. I'm actually hanging out with Jess. We're having a little co-working day. I actually met Jess through Creator Leaders, which I think I've talked about before, but it's essentially a networking group for creators and entrepreneurs in London. And originally we were meant to have a co-working day with our friend Alex, but unfortunately Alex is bogged down with some client work. So we decided to meet up over on the east side and do a little bit of co-working. So I'm doing a little bit of edit on the website, and then I need to do some readings for the dissertation. So I'm going to do this for another probably 20 minutes, and then I need to switch gears and work on the dissertation for the rest of the day. But it is such a beautiful, somewhat sunny day by comparison to yesterday, which was very gray, and the views are absolutely beautiful. So we're taking advantage of the sun actually being out for a short time before it decides to set in like 3 hours. Hello. It has just been such a good week. I am just buzzing. I got off of a call for a project that I'm working on that I'm really excited about. We just finalized the offer for that and I'm very excited. And in addition to that project, I finished up one of my final client calls for admissions coaching. It's a client that I've worked with in the past with Accepted Consulting, helped her get into her master's degree, and now hopefully she'll be getting her PhD. And it's just been such a good week. I'm so glad to be home, so glad to be back in some semblance of routine. I also got so much primary source analysis done. I was looking through some of the statutes between the 1630s and the 1640s in Virginia and had some really helpful findings. So it's giving me some good stuff to percolate on over the weekend as I prepare for a really intense dissertation week next week. It's just been such a great example this week of balancing all the things and feeling like all of the things in my life, the PhD, content creation, building a business, running Accepted, all of those things are finally like moving. Not necessarily on all cylinders, but I would say that we are, finally getting back into the groove, and that feels so nice. But it is now time to go ahead and wrap up the vlog. Thank you so much to Ana Luisa for sponsoring today's video. I absolutely love all of my jewelry pieces, and I am so grateful that they gifted some to me and that they are giving you a discount for their holiday sale. So if you want to go ahead and check out their jewelry, then make sure that you check out the QR code here and the links in the description. And I look forward to seeing you all in next week's video. I'm going to be posting hopefully twice a week through December. I'm not going to be doing Vlogmas on YouTube, but I am going to be trying to do it on Instagram. So if you want kind of vlog updates, content, then make sure that you go follow over there. And my question of the vlog: what is one childhood TV show that you just remember really vividly, or movie? I remember watching all of the American Girl doll movies, and there was like Felicity, Samantha. Those are the two that immediately come to mind. There was another one though, and it's escaping me, but I would love to know what childhood TV show or movie comes to mind when you think of, nostalgically about your childhood. Anywho, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next week.